Tuialii. And finds Luke Tuialii. Now Luke Tuialii, room to move down that right edge again. Darmody inside. Tuialii takes on Jones and he'll bring it round. And Luke Tuialii scores on debut. Want to get to his feet. Then a Patuki case it was. Oh, they keep it alive. Alea, he'll tip it on now for Brown. Brown for the line. Reaches out. Referee's going to walk back and award this. Matua Brown's done an outstanding job.
They're right in the contest and winning it at the moment.
Oh, Lavender, he looked up, he started on the left. Now Mark Tuialii, he goes, whatever you can do, little brother, I can do as well. Mark Tuialii, the footwork. Marshalling the troops, looks up, Rajab comes left. Now Pollard Jones, Gabarel throws a pass to Stone Street. Clever work, Michael Gabarel. The danger one. That's where they come. Rajab, Fernley, front door, goes over the top of Darmody, too big. He spins around. Braden, 5 away. Wants a runner, finds one in Lavender. Lavender reaches out, the referee, and the in goal says, that'll do me. Pollard will put boot to ball. Leia slipped over. Gabarel says, thanks very much. So Ethan Alea going for footy has just lost his footing. Beryl. Have we got 6 to go or not? Pollard, dangerous. Gabarel for the line, says I'll have 2. Didn't need 6 to go. And Michael Gabarel. A thriller in this elimination semi-final of the knock-on effect New South Wales Cup. The referee trying to get an explanation from the touch judge.
Movies and scripts are made of. Canberra pulling off the biggest upset in New South Wales Cup this season for 24 points to 20 win over the Newtown Jets. Now, where does this rank in New South Wales Cup history? Well, I think you could go back to 2022 when the Penrith Panthers did this similar stunt and upset the upshot North Sydney Bears. But this one's even more impressive from a Canberra point of view because it was an elimination game. It was go big or go home, and some of them really put in a strong performance in this one and a couple of big names that we'll talk about. But for Newtown, it's hard to sugarcoat it as anything other than a disappointing season. They had the talent in this side to go all the way, but they just couldn't. And a couple of names on the chopping block, namely Jaden Beryl and Caleb Rajab, need to think about that performance and go, there's a couple of things we could have had back, particularly pass selection, particularly in that first half. Let's take a look at some of the key performers, though. Before we mention these guys, I want to give big ups to Riley Pollard, the young halfback who came in for Niwai Pudu with that pec injury last week. I'm a big fan of Riley's. I think he has great assets, particularly his passing game, good short kicking game for Michael Gabriel's second try. And he's going to be a player that could get called upon sooner rather than later. Braden Trindle's not getting any older, any younger, I should say. Nicho Hynes is consistently inconsistent at the best of times, but he's also a Dally M medalist, so it'll be very intriguing to see how he shapes into the rotation going forward. But big ups to Riley, I thought he played really well. Others to shine for the Newtown included Michael Gabriel picking up 2 tries, 21 runs, 253 metres, 2 line breaks, 4 line break assists, a try assist, 6 tackle breaks, 7 tackles with 1 missed. He is just re-signed with the club as well, and I think long term he could be very much making that left centre position or even at right centre his own. Sam Stone Street next, he picked up a try in this one, 17 runs, 217 metres, 4 line breaks, 7 tackle breaks. When that left edge was firing, Newtown were close to unstoppable, but as we mentioned, they were hand-broken by Jaden Beryl and Caleb Rajab in this one. Stone Street, Gabriel, Pollard going forward, that is absolutely amazing. And then Nicho Hynes to bookend it with his leadership. He's got to play more like he did against the Bulldogs, Nicho, because that's what the Nicho Hynes we love to see, not the other forms of Nicho we've seen throughout the year. And then Bradley Fernley, 38 minutes off the bench, a try, 10 runs, 113 metres, a line break, a couple of tackle breaks, 21 tackles without a miss. I've been really impressed with watching Brad Fernley throughout the year. Next up for the Raiders, Atini Tuialii. Now, he's played a couple of New South Wales Cup matches in the past. He picked up a try, 13 runs, 183 metres, a line break, 2 line break assists, a try assist, 5 tackle breaks, 3 offloads, 16 tackles with a couple of miss. And you notice the colours different because he was our man of the match in this game. Jackson Lavender was also impressive, 11 runs, 82 metres, a line break assist, a try assist, linking up with Tuialii over there, an offload, 4 tackle breaks, 38 tackles are the most impressive part. And then the man that gave Canberra a really big momentum oomph in the start of that game was the work Mitchell Press did. 53 minutes for him, 12 runs, 106 metres, a line break assist, a tackle break, nearly a try assist with how beautiful that short ball was. A couple of offloads, 29 tackles, 3 missed, 1 ineffective, and Canberra lived to fight another day. And they'll be playing the the loser, I should say, of our major qualifying final between the St George Illawarra Dragons and the Parramatta Eels. Both sides impacted by injuries and NRL move-ups. Be interesting to see how they fare in the second part of our double header from CommBank.
Meter out, the Dragons holding for the moment. Lussick, he has managed to burrow under some lazy. Webster plays it. And now it's out to Glover, then Sagranis. He runs a sweet overs line. The Dragons hunting their second try. A right foot step from Jonah Glover and a little glimpse of what the Rabbitohs can expect next year. The Eels trying to hold on desperately. They attack the right. Ramsey then gets it through to Sagranis, who plants the ball down and does it with some authority. Knows this ground inside out. Now he'll to Glover, Jonah Glover. He has poured through the gap and has a double. Too much speed for Tuialii. Fifth and last, Volkman goes the stock standard end over, and Ramsey's taken out surely. Well, the Parramatta Eels will claim a try. They'll confer with the touch judge and the in-goal judge. It will be a try. He be the one to spark something. Volkman inside to Tuialii. Oh, right on cue. Appa Tuialii.
For a victory and earning the right to play the New Zealand Warriors next weekend. Meanwhile, Parramatta were far from disgraced in their performances. I thought there was a couple of really key players that really stood out for them, but for the Dragons, it did come at a cost. Nathan Lawson leaving the game after 15 minutes, but with the NRL season coming to an end, guys like Jacob Halangahu and a couple others can come back into this side moving forward and make them just a little bit stronger heading into this must-win clash against the Warriors. It gets them a week off next week if they do it, and we'll talk about that more in just a moment. But the man of the match was Jonah Glover. He had 16 total points, 2 tries and 4 goals, 2 line breaks to boot, 12 runs, 116 metres, a line break assist, a try assist, a forced dropout, 3 tackle breaks, 22 tackles with no missed, 1 ineffective. A lot of talk about the Dragons and whether they let the right guy go as far as their halves conundrum is concerned. So, be intriguing to see how he performs throughout this final series and if he gives them that extra oomph. If he does, I think it's going to be one of those recruitment decisions that come back to bite. Nick Sagranis returned from injury this one with a try, 16 runs, 137 metres, 2 line breaks, 2 tackle breaks, an offload, 12 tackles, no misses, 1 ineffective. He's been such a huge loss for the Dragons during his ankle injury, his absence during that period of time. I reckon he could have added a couple of NRL games to that mix as well. And he's going to be really interesting. That centre combination with him and Hayden Buchanan over the next couple of weeks is going to be a lot of fun to watch, especially against that Warriors side that might have to deal with a couple of unexpected absences due to that NRL side getting chopped about as well. And then Cody Ramsey at this point. He's obviously been linked away from the club. He's been offered at most a train and trial deal for next season, which is, I guess, fair enough given the Guffo's there, but I would have offered him maybe a supplementary deal, but there's a lot of youngsters you have to appease at the moment in that club. He had 14 runs, 107 metres, a line break, 3 line break assist, a try assist, 5 tackle breaks and offload, and we will reveal he has been picked as our fullback of the year in the New South Wales Cup. That team of the year unveiling will happen the week of the grand final. So when we recap the prelim finals, we will unveil our team of the weeks in both the New South Wales and the Queensland Cup. And then for Parramatta, Lorenzo Talataina, he had a try, 19 runs, 140 metres, a line break assist, 2 offloads, 20 tackles with 2 missed, 2 ineffective. Now, we said this last week, we're going to copy and paste pretty much what we said then and make it now, because Talataina is such a talented ball player, and I think that if he has a full off-season with the NRL guys and absolutely brains it, he will debut round 1. That's my bold take. Ronald Volkman as well is a name that could throw his hat into the ring there as a 6. He's playing well as a 7 though. 2 line break assists, 2 try assists, 100% tackle efficiency, 2 tackle breaks and an offload. Has an instinctive running game, smart ball playing with that chip over the top as well. And then Dan Keir, announced he's going to be leaving the club next year. Bit of a bold move by Jason Riles, but maybe he's on his way to better pastures. A line break, 5 tackle breaks, 12 runs, 101 metres. The best part for me, though, 45 tackles, no misses. Wherever he goes next year, he'll bring leadership and personify what club is about. So good on Dan Kieran, good luck to wherever he goes next. Well, moving on to our roadmap and the road to CommBank Stadium. Next Sunday, 1 p.m, the Warriors take on the Dragons, while at 5 o'clock, Parramatta take on the Canberra Raiders. So both sides very much looking ahead. A reminder that the winner of our first semi-final goes straight through to the grand final on the 28th of September. Meanwhile, the loser plays the winner of the later semi-final, and that will also be at Nostrata Jubilee Stadium. Well, now we're going up north to the Queensland Cup in the first of our qualifiers. The match there between the Burleigh Bears and the Wynnum Manly Seagulls. The winner will host a home prelim in a fortnight.
Last short in space! On here! When you can, hold, go. Ben, you're not square. You're not there, Ben. Take a one, thank you. Down, mate. Good boys. Oh, good, mate. Very good. Play! Left side to trading. Go two. Very good one, mate. Play on. Backwards. On to two. Happy, mate. All good, mate. Coming close. Go. One, good. Yeah, come. Zero coming. Head clear. Jock all the way. Chase. 13. Time out. You lose your leg, high risk of injury, high amount of force, you're on the port, you're in the bin. He loses his feet. Last Burleigh forward! Go. Catch. Down. Good. Offside. Yep. On ball. Matt. Move, Matt! Back foot! Oh! You can play it there, Jordan. Go forward. Very good line. Paul. Paul needs to make the line. Down. Hit the line. Inside, mate. Jordan. Release, William. Wait. Jordan, Josh. Go two. Double E. Oh, good, mate. 7 throws. 2 into 3.
A week off heading into the preliminary finals, a 22-14 win over the Wynnum Manly Seagulls. The other bonus for Burleigh, they get a home prelim as well, which is all the more important. Wynnum Manly, they can't be far from disgrace though, but they'll be thinking about some of those missed chances that went against them. Let's take a look at some of the key performers, starting off with Fletcher Baker. Yes, Fletcher Baker did something good in this game. He had 52 minutes to try, 9 runs, 82 metres, the key try at the end of the game to seal it. He also had 2 offloads, the line break as I mentioned, 27 tackles with 2 missed, 2 ineffective. There's just a couple of little things in Baker's game that I think can be improved on. Some work rate efforts around the football that were a little bit down, especially his work rate around the middle third in defence. A couple of those lapses in the middle third gave the hooker, Kampikowski, an opportunity, and also those middles an opportunity just to move around and cause a bit of a ruckus. So that is probably why he's on the outer a little bit at Brisbane. Of course, there's reports that have indicated he could be off to the Super League next year. So a lot of moving parts for Fletcher Baker. Meanwhile, our man of the match was Broncos half Josh Rogers. He picked up 14 of his side's 22 points, 13 runs, 122 metres, 2 line breaks, a line break assist and a try assist. He also had 2 tackle breaks, 11 tackles. He did miss 5 of them out there. And I mean, going up against Kalolo Seitawa is no easy task at the best of times, but that one a little bit more than he could chew. And also, his contract situation is a little bit different. The Broncos have just announced that Tom Duffy is going to be coming there next season, so there's a little bit of intrigue about what is going to happen to this guy. And then we go to Matt Connor, the Mr. Consistent. He's been an absolute beast for Burleigh this year. 61 minutes, 17 runs, 131 metres, an offload, 52 tackles in the middle third. Yes, you read that right. 52 tackles. Just the 1 miss, 2 ineffective as well. An absolute machine in the middle third. For Wynnum, as I mentioned, Kampikowski, a try and a line break, 51 minutes, a line break assist, a try assist, 2 tackle breaks. He was really crafty around the middle third of the field, and you just have a sneaky suspicion that Blake Moses is not going to have it all his own way next year as far as that backup hooker spot is concerned. You lose Smoothie, Corey Pakes potentially out the door, you got Bukowski, you got Moser fighting for those positions. Also sound in defence. There you go, James Hill, this middle forward. A try in 54 minutes, 13 runs, 129 metres, 3 tackle breaks, 3 offloads, a line break as well, 33 tackles at 100% efficiency. And then Liam Sutton had his hands all over the football as well. 76 running metres, a forced dropout, 4 tackle breaks, an offload, 22 tackles with just the 1 miss. That partnership with Jock Madden is going to be so key as they continue on in this semi-final series. while the second of our qualifiers saw the Norths Devils take on the Townsville Blackhawks. The Devils have been one of the form sides of the competition this season, while Townsville seemed to plateau at the wrong time. Let's go to all the highlights from Brisha Park.
In. Right. The line's good. On one. Shifting, keep going, no touch. Contact, good on one. Down, yeah. Try, mate. Coming in at 2. Yeah, mate. Hold. Go 3. 3 going. Lock on, keep going. It's 32 minutes. Keep going. 0 coming. We're beyond. What's this? Yeah, I got that's all legal there. Coming to 0, mate, off the touch. Kieran! All the way! 10. Hold. Go 2. 17's out of play in the middle. Yeah. 2. 17. Keep going. The 1 coming. Cheers. Down. Yeah. He's on top. Nice to be good. Keep going. One. Up, over, down. I've got it. Yeah.
So a big win there for the Devils with a 24 points to 12 verdict over the Townsville Blackhawks. The Blackhawks now, they have a home semi-final next week, their final one of the year, where they'll be taking on the winner of our next game between Redcliffe and Papua New Guinea. It was a tight tussle for the first, say, 25 minutes, but from there on, it was a North's dominant performance. A late try got it a little bit interesting, but it was all pretty much to waste. But the effort there, you can start focusing on next week with that lucrative double chance. Let's take a look at some of the key performers. Tony Tamusa. This 2-punch for Manasi Kaho's pretty good, isn't it? It goes all right. A try, 9 tackle breaks, 14 runs, 190 metres. There's 5 tackles with just the 1 missed. He took advantage off the scoop and score. That really started the momentum. A lot of the tries that Townsville conceded were through their own mistakes, and they capitalised big time. One of those guys was our man of the match, Sean O'Sullivan, who had 10 runs, 68 metres, a line break assist. What I love about SOS is his game management. A forced dropout and a 40-20, just to set the tone of the game. They were a little bit shell-shocked by the start, but he really worked it and got them back into the arm wrestle. And that's what you need in a premier half. And while he might not be the standout half in a class, he can come in there and do a job. And that's what I really love about Sean O'Sullivan. And you know what? He's defensively pretty good too. He's on that edge with Dudley Dudley, and we'll get to his numbers in a moment, but he was kept pretty much in check. And then we go to Manasi Kaho, hey? 15 runs, 170 metres, 10 tackle breaks, the leading try scorer for the Norths Devils this season, and proved himself to be a reliable finisher. He also had 2 line breaks, 15 runs, and 170 metres. For the Mendy Blackhawks, Jackson Owen made an impact off the bench with a line break, 5 tackle breaks, a try, 5 runs, I should say, not 15. 5 runs to 40 metres, 17 tackles with 2 misses. Next up, Dudley Datoy. He had a try and a line break, and I mentioned he was kept quiet a minute ago. 12 runs for 98 metres. We did have 6 tackle breaks and an offload. Very good job by the Norths Devils there. And then Jack Campagnolo, he had some try involvements, a tackle break, and offload. He and Biondioto really need to capture their brilliance in the halves. And then he also had 24 tackles and was pretty solid defensively. But that's the key for the Blackhawks. They've had a bit of a shaky run of late, and they need to get back on the horse. And the best way to do it is run into the winner of our next game, which is the first of our 2 elimination semi-finals. It's between the Redcliffe Dolphins and the Papua New Guinea Hunters, who both have been in some pretty interesting form of late, it's safe to say. Redcliffe have been on an upward trajectory over the last couple of weeks, while the Hunters, they just seem to not win in Australia. Can the tide turn here? Let's go to all the action from Kayo Stadium.
Good line. Up. Clear in here. Good then. Square off. Wait, go on. Wait, come up with it. Defensive, keep going. Keep going. Clear. In. Down. All good, mate. Good luck, this. Careful. Outside, keep going. Keep going, full defensive still. Behind it. I've got him. Behind it. Yeah, I've got your pass. Clear. Good. Good, mate. Hold. Go three. Very good line. Outside. Second. I'm behind. What's pass? Good. And down. Good, mate. Go two. Back pull his arm in. Two. Go, keep going. Play on. He just strikes the line. Yeah. That's what he's through the line. All good, mate. Scrap. Go four. Goes up. Goes three. Keep going. All defensive, like Josh. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Mate. Good watch, Steve. Penalty, shoulder charge, 17. No, 17. Direct and fourth, or it's on the fourth in the bin. Go three. Sheldon, Pitama! Early, 2 metres. He's involved with the keep going, mate. Just keep going. Keep going, yep. Keep going. Good, mate. Penalty high! Watch it, don't run in! He's sprinting out of the line, there's no mitigation at all, right? He's lost control of the tackle, it's direct at fourth ball, it's on report and you're off. 10-3! Rest are good. Backwards, big cliff. Keep going, I'm on that. Yeah, clear. Backwards, hold, go on. In. Good, mate. All good. Good game.
So the Dolphins end the season of the Papua New Guinea Hunters with a 32-12 verdict at Kayo Stadium. It was just a ruthless opening 20, wasn't it? 5 tries in that period. The Hunters tried to wrestle momentum back with 2 tries either side of halftime before the Dolphins ran away with it in the final 20, aided by the send-off of Josh Lau in the 66th minute for a shoulder charge to the head of Dolphins half Josh James. For the Hunters, it has been a season of mixed results. We'll talk about that in a moment, but let's now assess the Redcliffe's performance. And there, the match for us was Sheldon Pitama, the lock forward. He had a try in 62 minutes. He also had 13 runs to 107 metres, a line break assist, 5 tackle breaks and an offload. He also had 16 tackles to 1 miss and 2 ineffective. Next up, though, Josh Allen. As we mentioned a couple of times on the show this year, he'll be heading off to Super League next year playing for the Catalans Dragons. There's sort of a youth movement underway with Joel Tompkins' side at the moment. They're in desperate need of some front rowers and some middles over there that could just give a little bit of a spark to this side going forward. And Allen's a man to do that. He had 51 minutes in this one, a try, 18 runs, 204 metres. Easily his biggest total of the season. He also made 17 tackles with a 100% tackle efficiency. And then we go to Max Feagai. Now, where Max Feagai fits long-term in a Dolphins setup is really to be determined. It really is at this point. Because Selwyn Cobbo's coming in there. Jack Bostock's still to return from injury. Herbie Farmworth didn't play to finish the season. And there's still a lot of talent in that Dolphins outside back room. So Feagai might have to look elsewhere for a spot. He had a try in this one. 12 tackle breaks. Yep, you read that right. 12 of them. He also had 11 runs, 132 metres, and was pretty sound in defence, but did miss a couple too many tackles. And their focus is taking down a Townsville side, which they beat on home turf just 2 weeks ago by 36 points to 10, but did lose at Jack Manske Oval by 14 points back in round 6. Next up for the Papua New Guinea Hunters, we're just going to do a bit of a season review here for them. At home, they were great. An 8-2 record with a plus 108 points differential. It was away from home where they struggled. A difference in attack of nearly 100 points worse off. And defensively, they were around 80 points worse off, and their net for and against went from positive 108 at home to minus 56 away from home, and also a 3-7 record away from the Santos National Oil Stadium. So that's something that Paul Ayton will have to address once again in his second season. But I thought there were some really solid performances here once again. Clint Lama, 2 line break assists, 2 try assists. He was really electric in that combination with Douglas David. He had 17 runs, 136 metres, 6 tackle breaks and an offload. Pretty sound defence too. Next up, Douglas David. He had a double, 14 runs, 112 metres, 2 line breaks, 3 tackle breaks. He's really come onto the scene this year. Really critical finisher Next up, we have Sonny Wabo, the Energizer Bunny himself. He's learned a lot of lessons this year too. He had a try, 17 runs, 135 metres, a line break, and 4 tackle breaks. The challenge that I want Paul Ayton to try and achieve with this side this season is just build a forward pack. Because we've seen at times this season, the forwards have been going great at times, and then other times they haven't been going as great. So the challenge going forward for the Papua New Guinea Hunters as they look to potentially elevate themselves into an NRL system is just to get those guys that can run over 100 metres, bust their tackles, get those offloads in place, and really find a bit of momentum and ease some pressure off their back five, because I think their back five on occasions this season has had to do way too much work, and it's really impacted the team as a whole. But a lot of learning lessons this year for the Papua New Guinea Hunters, but a lot of positives to take out of it as well. Well, our final game of the first week of the semi-finals took us to the Sunshine Coast Stadium, where the Sunshine Coast Falcons hosted the Ipswich Jets, who made it into the finals in the last week of the season. Will they spring an upset? Let's find out all the action with Jerry Forbes and the team.
Did a pretty good job. Of course, the Jets are Gold Coast feeder club, and the Falcons with the Melbourne Storm. And here's the first half chance of the match. Comes away of Hayden, who got it from Rashawn Denny. They keep it alive. Ruben with a kick on the inside. In pursuit, Ollie Pascoe. Last tackle. Ollie Pascoe. He'll go right to the line and find Hetherington. They're in again, the Jets. As Halalilo plays it now. Vai, late to Hetherington. Zach Hetherington. So Denny and Bryant is on in that hooker roll. And the Jets now, Hayden. He gets away from one, reaches out and plants it down.
As you can see, the left hand, he loses possession in trying to ground the ball. This is over the goal line. We have a decision.
This time Burns the decoy. Hunter with the dummy. Spins away from Pascoe. Cody Hunter, can he get the ball down? You bet you he can.
The kick was on. You see a great break
right
here.
Call, and now Pute's into open pastures. He's got Johnson on the outside. Pute, too good for the fullback. Gets away from Ruben with adrenaline in his veins.
Plenty of defending to do now to keep that lead.
Thank you, Adam. Here's Harrison McIndoe drawing past Camilleri for the sideline. Flynn Camilleri. To the Jets. Just wondering if Kenny Mamalo's 100%. Josh will get Adam to keep his eye on that. Oh, it's a complete replica. This time McIndoe with the finish. 4 tries apiece, but it's the Jets leading by 6. Burns, Hunter, through the hands. Cooper, trouble here for Ipswich. Pute into open pastures. Cooper on the inside. Doesn't need him. Mason Pute. Pute takes it all the way. Hunter, lots of pressure on the kick, and he's got it. Everything on the line here. There's no tomorrow for these teams. To the victor goes the spoils. They'll play the Seagulls next week. The loser's season is over. It's Vai. Pascoe now. Back to Tiapa. Takes a shot at field goal. Dion Tiapa. When it matters most, he delivers.
Jets, they led 24-0. And they nearly blew it. Mason Payut scoring that try in the 78th minute made things a little bit dicey towards the end. But Dion Tauper said, hold my beer, I'm going to step up and knock over the game-winning field goal. And that's exactly what he did to end the Sunshine Coast Falcons season. It was a bit of an interesting year for the Falcons. They were sitting in 7th for a little while. They won 5 straight games. Went on a tear. They beat Ipswich. They beat Redcliffe very convincingly. And then that loss last week to Burleigh seemed to have just pricked the bubble. They lost guys like Jonah Pezzett and Suafar Longo, and that has just been what has really ended their charge of late. But Ipswich, they live to fight another day. We'll take you through the road to Kayo Stadium in just a moment. But let's take a look at some of the critical players. I just mentioned Mason Payut off the top. He had a double, 7 runs, 170 metres, 2 line breaks, 8 tackle breaks. That's the big one for me. 8 tackle breaks. He had that edge right on the scene of things in this one. He also had 14 tackles, no miss, 3 ineffective. He's sort of risen through the Sunshine Coast program through the initial Hastings steering Colts back in the day, and now he's gone on to be a lot bigger and better in the Queensland Cup in his games that we've seen him play this season. And then we go to Harrison McIndoe. Yes, he's the son of the Emerald Express himself, the legendary winger Alan McIndoe. He had a try in this one. He had 6 runs for around 87 metres in this game. He had a line break assist, and a try assist, but more defensively was his defence. He had 23 tackles in this one, with just the 2 misses. And then Lazarus Varalepu, who had 47 minutes in this game, 11 runs to 91 metres, a tackle break, 20 tackles with just the 1 miss. Next year, I think, is a massive year for Lazarus because he needs to take a leap. Played in the grand final last year, kind of, I don't want to be rude here, but he was kind of plateaued a little bit. He's had guys jump him. You look at the work that Adavalo Lasardi has done this year. You have a look at some of the other players in and around that forward pack that are taking the lead. Joe Chan, for instance, after a slow start. So that's sort of the challenge that I think Lazarus needs to get towards next year, is get to the next advancement in his career. He's got into the first stage. He just needs to find that gear to say, I'm going to go to the next step after that, then the next step after that, and really solidify a bench spot for him because, let's be real, Nelson Osotha Solomon is turning into a bit of a liability at the moment. For Ipswich Jetstar there, the match was Ollie Pascoe, like it's been pretty much most of the year. A try, 10 runs, 93 metres. There's a line break assist, a try assist, 5 tackle breaks and an offload. He also made 36 tackles, only missing the 2. Theon Taupe had the game-winning field goal, 85 running metres as well. He had a line break, 3 tackle breaks as well. But he did have a sub 50% tackle efficiency. That's the major thing we talk about. He was targeted on that edge. I think Mason Pate ran through him a couple of times. But his leadership did get him into the right range for field goal on the first effort. And he knacked it over as well to give them the 2 competition points. Would have been in the regular season, but he got him through to the next week in the semi-finals, where they will be in an interesting dogfight with Wynnum. Blake Lenihan, though, 70 minutes in the middle, 18 runs, 169 metres, 26 tackles. His leadership will be critical in the finals, and he delivers that in droves. His monster numbers in a big effort to hang on for the victory in that situation. Well, as we mentioned, it is time to take a look at our road to Kayo Stadium. And it was an interesting first week of the finals. We said goodbye to the Sunshine Coast. We said goodbye to Papua New Guinea. And this week, we're going to kick off on Saturday from the Jackmanski Oval, where the Townsville Blackhawks take on the Redcliffe Dolphins. The winner of that sees us take a trip to UAA Park next weekend for their clash with Burleigh. And then Wynnum and Ipswich on the Sunday afternoon, and they will play Norths, the winner of that one. And then the winner of those 2 prelims play in the grand final on the 27th of September. Now, a special reminder with these 2 games as well, no subscription needed on Kayo. You can watch these games live and free, and you can also watch it on 9 Now and Q+. So those are some things to take a very interesting gander at if you want to watch some footy, especially in the lead up to the finals on both days, leading to the NRL. Watch a bit of Queensland Cup, watch a bit of New South Wales Cup too, because these competitions set the standard and the pathways in place for the future of our great game. And on that note, that's our program for this week. Thanks very much for your company. As per always, we're going to keep you up to date on all things during the semi-final series. And of course, we've got some big plans moving forward through the end of the year, so don't miss anything. Make sure you subscribe, turn those notifications on. You will not miss a single League Scene episode. I'm AJ Lee Cantonio. Thank you very much for your company, and we'll catch you next week for our look at the second week of the New South Wales and Queensland Cup final series.